I grew up playing sports. That was a big aspect of who I was and my identity. And then at age 14, I started having a lot of medical issues where I was passing out. The room would go black. My face was numb. My arm was numb. I was seeing doctor after doctor, and there were just no answers. My mom finally said that she is going to take me to a chiropractor after I had seen so many specialists. And if he said nothing is wrong, then I was going to have to live with what I was going through the rest of my life. The next day, I had a doctor's note from the chiropractor saying that I had double scoliosis, my back was like an S, and because it was so messed up, I had one of two choices, either back surgery with the chance of being paralyzed the rest of my life, or taking the chiropractic route, which meant I had to quit all sports until I was full grown. I decided to go the chiropractic route, knowing that stopping sports for a short amount of time was way better than the possibility of being paralyzed. But that was really hard. And I was faced with a lot on my mind in how to move forward with life. So I started reading my Bible a lot more and just pray to God, really tell him how upset I was. But I started finding passions through that. I had a school counselor that eventually learned I was able to get back into swimming. And so that was the first sport I was able to compete in after a few years of not even being able to do anything more than walk. At that point, I was so motivated to just do something competitively. Over time, I got into mountain biking though. And I met a professional mountain biker woman, and one summer for 3 hours a day, 5 days a week, we would go out and just train on the mountain biking trails, and she would tell me what gears to put myself in. And from there, I started competing with mountain bikes. Whenever I was younger, God put in my heart a dream to finish the race strong. That was just kind of in my heart, and I started a mission statement for myself that if you trust God and work hard, he'll make big things happen. And I started putting together the different sports between swimming and biking. I tried to get into running, and each time I would run distance, I would injure myself. But I really wanted to give it one more try, and so that's whenever I decided to compete in a half Ironman. I've had to push in so many ways physically to make it to this race. God put a vision in my heart of where I could be athletically. And I see a lot of times in my life where I'll start to do something and it's like an injury just pops up out of nowhere. But each time I see where God's protected me, of whether it's not doing anything more than walking or fighting to be better at what I'm doing, or when I'm in pain because I'm at mile 11 and I still have a few more miles to go, I just tell myself that God has given me this passion, this desire, and he's going to get me through it. Knowing God leads to self-control. Self-control leads to patient endurance, and patient endurance leads to godliness. That will get me through races because I know God's put me in that race for a reason, and he's going to give me the push to make it to the next level. Now that I have had many trials, giants, and bumps in the road, I know that God has a huge plan for me, and I'm about to go compete in this half Ironman at Benton Harbor, Michigan, and I'm excited. I cannot wait to go jump into Lake Michigan, swim over a mile, followed by that bike and run. It's a passion God's given me. I'm ready to push through it and see what doors open from there.